September 1939. A young Polish officer stands inside a concrete bunker, staring at the horizon, where 42,000 German troops and hundreds of tanks are closing in. Under his command, barely 700 men. He knows he cannot win. He knows he will almost certainly die. But he takes out a grenade, sets it on the table, and swears before his men, "I will not leave this post alive." This is Wizna, where 720 men defied an entire Panzer Corps. They call it the Thermopylae of Poland. On September 1st, 1939, Nazi Germany invaded Poland, igniting the Second World War. The Blitzkrieg, lightning war, with tanks and dive bombers, tore through Polish defenses in a matter of days. In northeastern Poland lay a small village called Wizna, on the banks of the Naro River. It looked unimportant, but on a military map, Wizna was a gateway. Whoever controlled this river crossing could swing south and strike the rear of Poland's main armies, fighting desperately around Warsaw. The Poles understood this. They had built a line of concrete bunkers along the river. But when war broke out, the line was still unfinished, and worst of all, there weren't enough men. The man assigned to hold Wizna, Captain Władysław Raginis, 31 years old. Under his command, about 720 officers and men, 6 light guns, a few dozen machine guns, and 2 anti-tank rifles. No tanks, no aircraft, no reserves. And on the other side, the German 19th Corps, commanded by General Heinz Guderian, the father of Germany's armored warfare doctrine, one of the most dangerous commanders of the entire war. At Guderian's disposal, some 42,000 troops, over 350 tanks, hundreds of guns, and air support. The odds, nearly 60 to 1. At Thermopylae, in 480 BC, 300 Spartans faced a Persian army many times their number. And like King Leonidas before him, Captain Raginis had no illusions about how this would end. His mission was not to win. His mission was to buy time. Every hour Wizna held was another hour for Poland's armies to withdraw and regroup. On September 7th, German armored reconnaissance reached Wizna. The Poles blew the bridge over the Naro, right in front of the enemy tanks, then fell back to their bunkers. That night, the first German troops tried to cross the river and were thrown back. On the morning of the 8th, the Luftwaffe arrived. Stuka dive bombers screamed down onto the bunkers, while German artillery pounded them for hours. The ground around Wizna shook, but when the German infantry charged, Polish machine guns still spat fire from the scorched concrete. The assault failed. Guderian lost patience. He ordered, "Tomorrow morning, an all-out attack, with everything we have." September 9th was hell. German tanks poured across the river, where Polish guns couldn't reach, surrounding the bunkers one by one. With no effective anti-tank weapons, the Poles could only watch as enemy tanks rolled up to their gun slits and fired point blank. But they did not surrender. Each bunker fought on as a fortress of its own, cut off, out of contact, fighting hand to hand when the ammunition ran out. Some positions fell silent only when the last man inside had fallen. By the morning of September 10th, only Raginis's command bunker still resisted. He himself was badly wounded. The Germans sent an ultimatum: surrender, or every Polish prisoner would be shot. The ammunition was gone. His remaining men were exhausted, many of them wounded. Raginis ordered his survivors to lay down their arms, to save their lives, and himself. He had made a vow. When the last of his soldiers had left the bunker, Captain Władysław Raginis pulled the pin. He kept his word. he never left his post alive. The Battle of Wizna ended after nearly 3 days. Just over 700 men had held back a corps of 42,000, not for a few hours, but for 72, slowing Guderian's encirclement from the north. Strategically, Wizna could not save Poland. The country fell in early October, attacked from both sides. But the story of Wizna is greater than the numbers. It became a symbol. When a soldier knows he will lose, knows he will die, what makes him stand his ground anyway? Today, a memorial stands at Wizna, engraved for Raginis and his men, and the words most remembered about this battle echo the ancient stone at Thermopylae itself. Go, traveler, and tell our homeland, here we fell, faithful to her to the end. If you want more small battles with extraordinary stories, subscribe to the channel. Next episode, the strangest battle of World War II, where American and German soldiers fought side by side.